So whether you have pomade acne on the forehead or hormonal acne in the beard distribution, it doesn't matter. Sticking to a regimen is key, and we'll go over that right now. In the morning, you should be washing with a cleanser that has an ingredient called benzoyl peroxide in it. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Mara Weinstein. I'm a board-certified dermatologist. So let's get into the evening routine. In the evening, especially if you used a tinted moisturizer with sunscreen, or if you're someone who wears makeup, you'll find that with one cleanse, it can be really difficult to get rid of all your makeup and all the sunscreen on your skin from the day. So I recommend double cleansing. Double cleansing is not using the same cleanser twice. It's actually using two different types of cleansers, and the purpose is to really make sure that you're getting all the dirt, grime, and product off your skin and prepping it to receive the next set of ingredients that are going to help with your acne-prone skin. So there are multiple ways to double cleanse. You can either use an oil-based cleanser first. So when you get home, you're going to use your oil-based cleanser on dry skin and really massage it in, and then get into the shower or at the sink. You're going to rinse that off and then use a hydrating water-based cleanser. I like to use something that has a little bit of lather to it or a little bit of foam. If you prefer a creamy cleanser, that's fine too. But the oil-based cleanser is going to help to lift the makeup, dirt, grime, and product off the skin. And then the hydrating cleanser will rinse everything away to prep your skin for the next set of ingredients. If you're not a big fan of oil-based cleansers, you can also use a makeup removing balm, which usually comes in a jar, or you can use a micellar water as your first step. So after the double cleanse, I like to recommend putting on a thin layer of hyaluronic acid when your skin is still moist, because again, even though you have acne-prone skin and you might be oily, you do need to replenish that hydration and help to strengthen the skin barrier. And so putting on a thin layer of hyaluronic acid or something that's oil-free and water-based when your skin still has little beads of water on it after cleansing is going to help your next ingredient penetrate the skin even better, and also going to provide a protective layer so you don't get irritation. The final ingredient for acne-prone skin is going to be a retinoid. Retinoids are extremely important and extremely helpful with acne-prone skin. Retinoids do a whole host of wonderful things. So remember when I said acne was a disease of the pilosebaceous unit? That's basically where the hair follicle is attached to an oil gland. And when we get dirt and bacteria lodged into that hair follicle, the cells around the follicle thicken, and that's what causes that clogging of pores. And so if you have a lot of acne on the skin, you're going to want to use something that promotes turnover of those cells so that they don't thicken and contribute to the worsening of your acne. So retinoids are going to promote cell turnover. They also promote collagen production, which is going to be extremely helpful when your skin is healing after the acne has resolved. If we're not promoting collagen production, then we can develop scars as our skin heals from the acne, and that's a whole nother topic which I'm happy to discuss in another video. Now, retinoids can be a little bit tricky. A retinoid is basically a derivative of vitamin A. So the active form is called retinoic acid, or what we call retinoid, and that's typically a prescription. There's different strengths of retinoids that your dermatologist would send for you, including 0.025, 0.05, 0.1, and so there's all different strengths according to how well your skin is tolerating. Now, if you don't tolerate a prescription retinoid, the next best thing to use is Differin or adapalene, which is over the counter. Now, this used to be a prescription, but thank goodness it became an over-the-counter medication, so it's accessible to everybody, and this would be a great place to start. Adapalene is also a retinoid, and it'll do all the wonderful things that we talked about. It tends to be a little gentler and not cause as much irritation. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, in order for any of these products to work or for you to see any results, it's important to stick to your regimen for at least 6 to 8 weeks. When starting a retinoid, if you want to start every other day for about 2 weeks and then increase to nightly as you tolerate, that is a great plan, and it's something I recommend quite often. Now let's get into the dark spots. Why do we develop dark spots? Dark spots are caused when there is consistent inflammation on the skin. And what this looks like, so when acne becomes inflamed, which means that there's bacteria involved and it's sort of sitting on the skin. Now when there's active acne on the skin in the form of pink, tender bumps or papules or tender cysts under the skin, now let's get into what causes those dark spots in the aftermath of acne. So those dark spots form because there was persistent erythema or redness or inflammation on the skin. Now this can occur across all skin types. Here are the 3 contributing factors to those dark spots that are left behind on the skin after acne. The first is picking. You should absolutely not pick your skin. We've all heard it, we've all done it, but we all know we shouldn't. Why Why? Because picking further irritates your skin, making your acne worse. You know that after you pick your acne, the next morning you wake up, it's even worse than it was when you started. And that might be that now it has pus in it, or it's surrounded by some redness, or it's tender, or it's raw and open and oozing. Picking is an absolute no-no when it comes to trying to get your skin to heal without dark spots and without scarring. So some things to do instead of pick is just stick a pimple patch on it. You've all seen them. Pimple patches are amazing and they come in all different shapes and sizes so that you can wear them throughout the day if you want to style with a pimple patch, or you can wear them at night as a healing treatment. The active ingredient in most pimple patches is hydrocolloid, which acts as a protective barrier between your fingers and your acne. It also helps to moisturize the skin and to draw out any sort of pus that might be there. So if you have a pustule on the skin, which means there's a little white pus bump on top of the acne, and you stick a hydrocolloid patch on it overnight, in the morning, that white pus bump will be gone and you would not have picked at it or further inflamed it or potentially caused any sort of injury that would heal as a dark spot. There are also some pimple patches that have wonderful ingredients like niacinamide and salicylic acid in them. You want to be more careful with these if your skin is particularly sensitive, but if you are used to using salicylic acid, which we talked about being an essential part of your morning routine, and if you're prone to developing dark spots, look for the ones with niacinamide in them and salicylic acid, which will not only help dissolve the sebum, but it'll also help to prevent the pigmentation from forming. The next thing that can contribute to the development of dark spots on the skin post-acne is unprotected sun exposure. So if you skip that last step in your morning routine and forget to put on your SPF, and you're out there in a particularly sunny day with unprotected skin, you can develop a dark spot. Anything red on the skin can turn brown, especially if exposed to UV. And lastly, another way to prevent dark spots from occurring is to avoid using irritating products. There's a common misconception that if you have acne, your skin is dirty and you need to scrub it. And a lot of people will reach for Stay Knife scrub or something that has these very rough beads in them and scrub the skin to try to scrub off the acne and the bacteria. These products can actually worsen your acne and they can cause micro abrasions on the skin and spread the bacteria. Not only are they wreaking havoc on your skin, they're also causing more irritation around the areas of active acne so that your skin can't heal in a calm fashion. Your skin's gonna get all irritated, angry, and then heal with hyperpigmentation. So at the end of the day, it can be very simple. Stick to a 3-step routine in the morning and a 3-step routine at night. Give it about 6 to 8 weeks to really set in and work for you. And don't touch your face. You should be glowing in no time.